Hey, welcome back to Dysfunctional Channel. I am your host, Jesus Figueroa at Dysfunctional.com, and today I'm going to get to chat with actress Paula Garces. Paula Garces is currently on the Netflix hit series On My Block. She's the co-creator of the World of ALUNA comics, whose main character, ALUNA, is the main playable character in ALUNA Sentinel of the Shards video game, out now on Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, and Steam. Check out my interview with Paula Garces.
I want to say congratulations for a lot of stuff that you're doing on my
Thank you.
blog, Aluna the comic and Aluna now the video game. Uh, I, th-
Yes.
I think we should start with on my blog. It's a fantastic series that is a good representation of the Latinx community on a major streaming platform like Netflix. How do you feel about being a part of that cast and all the opportunities that Netflix has given you on this show?
Well, I am super proud of the show, and I auditioned for the show back in season one, back in 2017, the good old-fashioned way, and fought for my part, even though it was just supposed to be a really small part. I really thought that the writing was really special, and I thought that the people behind it, like the creator, Lauren Unerick, had created Awkward on MTV, and I was a fan of that. And so I knew that it was going to be something really, really cool. And I wanted to work with her. So I don't know, I had the luck of getting the role of Henny. And now, 4 seasons later, I just can't believe that all of my wishes and dreams for the show have come true. I knew that, in my gut, I knew that fans would connect to it because I was connecting to it, and all of us on set were having very real reactions to all of the writing and all of the magic that we were trying to create. So we are so happy, so blessed, so humble, and so appreciative. And I can say we because I keep in contact with the cast, obviously. And right now we are in production of season 4, and we always talk about it on set and behind the scenes and when we see each other, that we are so blessed and so thankful to the fans, because of the fans we have a season 4. As you know, Netflix pays attention to their audience and to numbers, and it really does matter. And the fact that Latinos and African Americans and all kinds of people are being represented on our show in a positive way and really cool and a lot of fun. Again, we're just really, really blessed and glad that the TV show has gotten the attention that it has
Mhm.
and that it's successful.
Aside from your work in front of the camera on my blog, you're getting to work behind the camera. How's that experience for you?
Oh, thank you for asking me about that. That experience has been just phenomenal. Again, it's been a long time coming for me. I've been working as an actress in front of the camera for more than 32 years now as a SAG actor. So professionally. And so the fact that now 32 years later, I'm getting my first chance, my first opportunity to direct a TV show is just, again, been a dream come true and a testament to what Netflix is about, and what all of the EPs like Eddie Gonzalez, Jeremy Half, Jamie Dooner, and especially, again, I have to shout her out again, Lauren Unerick. Without her, I would not have had the opportunity. And also the way she set me up to succeed is really what a true mentor should be like. And so I've been really, really blessed to have that opportunity behind the scenes. Again, like it never happens. I know people are gonna think like, oh well, you're Paula Garces, of course they're gonna give you an opportunity to direct. It obviously doesn't work like that, at least not for me. It's been 32 years that I had to wait for this opportunity. And this is a show that I'm considered like heavily recurring. I'm just one of the moms. The story is not about me. But I have worked a relationship. I have worked really hard behind the scenes. I shadowed for a season, a couple of the directors and a couple of the editors. And again, Netflix has really given me opportunities to make sure that I shine and that I succeed. And so hopefully everyone gets to see it's episode 2 that I directed on season 4. And I hope you guys enjoyed it and love it, because I poured all of my heart and soul and hard work into it.
You're definitely a hardworking person. Aside from on my blog as an actress and behind the camera now directing, you also have ALUNA, the comic, which you're a co-creator of, and you're very hands-on about. And I know before pandemic times, it was very well received at conventions. Do you still get a lot of attention for ALUNA, the comic?
I do. You know, ALUNA has been a long time coming as well. I started ALUNA back in 2008 when I went to my first Comic Con, and very quickly realized that I love the world of Comic Cons and comic books and video games and so on and so forth. But again, quickly realized that there were no Latino or Latina superheroes. And I kind of, I wanted to fix that. And so I did. I created my own comic book. And the only reason why she has grown through the years and organically is because she has grown with the audience. I went to the first Comic Con with my first book, right? Thinking like, oh my God, nobody's gonna care. I had a line. People bought the book. Because people bought the book, fans like, people that listen to your show and who watch you, I have a book 2 and a book 3. And so now we have up to date 8 books. We just dropped the ALUNA Omnibus, which includes the 8 books, some extras, and it's basically the ALUNA graphic novel, right? And so we're so proud of that. And that's available now on Amazon, Comixology, Barnes & Noble, really anywhere that you get your books. And it's really beautiful, and I'm really proud of it, because I can't believe that everything that started with like one little comic book now culminating to 8 books, right, in this beautiful package here. So I hope people check that out if you still haven't gotten any of the comic books. And again, because ALUNA was well received on an online video game, which was Han, Heroes of New Earth, she was being chosen for playing 90,000 times a day worldwide. She was top 10 of the heroes being chosen out of like 100 plus heroes. We knew that was like what gave us the courage. And I say us, I mean the ALUNA team. It's not just me. There's illustrators, there's artists, there's colorists, there's game developers, people that have really poured their sweat, heart, and tears into this project. And they really deserve the shine because Han gave me such an opportunity to work hands-on with them. I don't know if a lot of people know, but Han was already like a machine that was up and running, was a very well-oiled machine. It was a competitor to League of Legends, right? And so that machine was up and running, and the fact that they gave me a voice, they made me feel seen and heard. They wanted my opinions about skins and weapons and her story and how she would fit in their world, right? They asked me to voice the character. All of that gave me, again, the courage and also the know-how and also the proof that one day ALUNA could headline her own video game, that she should be the star of her own game. And people were asking all the time, like, is ALUNA going to have her own video game? She has her own graphic novel and her own story and her own world. She should have her video game. And so, yeah, it took us a while. we got through, the first wave of the pandemic in New York, and we were on lockdowns. But again, we were all trying really hard behind the scenes to work remotely so that we can now have the ALUNA video game. It's called ALUNA Sentinel of the Shards, and it drops May 26th. Xbox, PS4s, Nintendo Switch, and Steam, of course. So hopefully everyone goes out and gets it and supports it, and really gives a chance to new stories, to people of color, to women in gaming, a chance to really develop other things. But I think ALUNA, again, is not a superhero that's just for women, or a superhero that's just for Latinos, or what have you. ALUNA is really everyone's superhero. ALUNA is an underdog. She is a flawed hero that is going through a major crisis in her life, major action, adventure. There's, of course, romance. But it's really set in this new world that hasn't been explored before. It's the Inca, Aztec, and Maya mythology all kind of mixed together. And yeah, we took some liberties with history, but there's also elements of true history in the video game. And you will meet mythological creatures along with real life mythology and magic that these ancient civilizations used to believe in, right? And that's where all of my ancestry is from, and most of the magic and all of the things that I feel about my culture all stem from these ancient civilizations. And that's what I really try to infuse in not only the comic books, but also the video games. So I really hope that everyone that likes to play RPG games, that are into, a really, really good story, a really good adventure where you're going to have to fight demons and fight creatures in the jungles of South America and Central America, but also fight conquistadors and fight other ancient civilizations. You are going to have just a really, really good time. I promise you.
So, is the video game more centered towards casual gamers, or for people who really like grind into these games and go all out?
I think all kinds of gamers are going to enjoy it. It's difficult and challenging enough that the gamer that is really experienced is going to have a great time, because again, it's going to explore a story that really hasn't been explored too much, dare I say, not at all. The Inca mythology, Mayas, the Aztecs, all of that we have only touched the surface as far as like Hollywood or TV series or really video games, right? So that's going to be like something that I think is going to pique the interest of any type of gamer. But it's also, we have different levels and different skill sets where people that are not considered like really expert gamers are also going to be able to play. Like, it's not going to be too difficult where they're not going to be able to figure it out. And like, I'm not an expert gamer at all. Like, my 7-year-old kicks my butt on Minecraft all the time and Roblox and so on and so forth. But like, I really enjoy it, and yeah, it is a challenge for me. So again, I think the expert gamer, in my opinion, and also in the testing, because we did a lot of testing in order for, I don't know if people know, but in order for a game to be approved for like Xboxes or PS4s or Nintendos, it has to go through rigorous testing. It's one of the reasons why we pushed the launch of the game a couple of times, not just the pandemic, but also because we wanted to make sure it passed all of these rigorous tests. And some of these tests involve gameplay and skill, and how interesting would it be to their particular audience for each of these platforms. And it passed with flying colors. All of these platforms that I have mentioned, the main 4 platforms, which is Nintendo, PS4, Xbox, and Steam, have really been very supportive towards ALUNA and supportive towards me. And it's not just because I'm a woman, and it's not just because this is kind of considered a first, but it's because it's well done. I dare say it's well done. Our developers, again, all of the artists that worked on this comic book and the game worked hand in hand very closely. The cutscenes in the game and the actual story is driven by the actual graphic novel, so you're going to see, if you're a fan of the comic books already, it's going to be enjoyable for you, because you're going to be like, oh, I know, I kind of know what comes next, so you're going to have a little bit of an upper hand. If you don't know the comic books, but you play the game and you enjoy these cutscenes and these bits of information that are kind of like mini movies while you're playing, you're going to want to, I have a feeling you're going to want to like get yourself hands on the comic books. You're going to want to follow along or try to find some clues in the comic book. And so that's what the game developers and I really try to do as well, is that we try to put little hidden clues of people that are going to want to get the comic books, and like they're going to get some information in the comic books only, and then come back to the gameplay and go, oh, that's what that is, you know what I mean? And then also people who are just playing the people who already know the comic books but are playing the game, they're gonna enjoy it because they're gonna feel like, oh wait, I know what that means. So I think it'll be enjoyable in all kinds of ways. I mean, I'm a person that grew up like, I played Atari. I was into Dungeons and Dragons. So, when Zelda first came out, that was like awesome, right? And so all of these things I was inspired by, and that's kind of like what I try to tell the game developers, to infuse some of that in there. Like, yes, it's a straight up RPG game, but there's other cool things that people are going to be like, oh, but this is different. This
Mm-hmm.
is, what is this? And I hope that that's like some of the input that I put in there, because, developers and gamers sometimes stay stuck in these rules, right, of what each game should be. So I think, because I was fresh at this, and because I wasn't as savvy as other game developers or game producers or publishers, I just brought kind of like a fresh perspective, and anything went, even if it was a mistake.
Mm-hmm.
And some of it, some of it was advice that I shouldn't do, and some of it was like, what, we hadn't done that because that's kind of like a no. But you know what? Yeah, it kind of fits ALUNA. ALUNA is an underdog. She's a rebel. Let's do it.
Mm-hmm.
So I hope people notice that some of the things are very new. So it's not just straight up RPG like a Diablo per se. You'll have something really cool and fresh,
Awesome.
aside from the story and aside from her being a Latina superhero, which are two big new ones,
Yeah.
right? Those are two new things that haven't been done a lot.
Yeah, I know I have it on my wish list, and I will be streaming some gameplay once I get a chance to. But once again, congratulations on all this. It seems like you have your hands full with projects that you both have, put a lot of work into, and that are, I'm guessing, coming up, and you're working on getting developed. Thank you very much for your time.
Thank you, Jesus. And I really hope, I mean, thank you so much for your support. You've been there since, I think I met you for the beginning of On My Block, maybe a
Mm-hmm.
little bit before that. And I really, really noticed that you are very supportive. You comment on my stuff. You always say yes to the interviews and giving shine on me and on ALUNA. So I want to say thank you to you personally, and I really appreciate you. But also to the fans, if I may, through your
Mm-hmm.
platform, say, if you do want to connect with me, you can always connect with me on Twitter at Paula Garces1, on Instagram, The Real Paula Garces, on Facebook, Official Paula Garces. Please check out the ALUNA website game. It's alunagame.com. Check out the comic books on theworldofaluna.com. And today, just today, I am on Cameo. So if you want to connect with me even further, you can definitely connect to me through Cameo.
ALUNA, Sentinel of the Shards, follows the exploits of ALUNA, the warrior daughter of a Spanish conquistador and South American nature goddess, Pachamama. Raised in early 16th century Spain, ALUNA escapes to the New World only to realize it was her true homeland. ALUNA, Sentinel of the Shards, sets our heroine on a quest through Inca mythology as she strives to restore the amulet her goddess mother entrusted to her and fulfill her true destiny. ALUNA, Sentinel of the Shards, out now on Xbox, PlayStation, Nintendo Switch, and Steam. Check out more of my stuff at Thisfunktional.com. Follow me on social media at Thisfunktional on Twitter and Instagram, Thisfunktional LA on Facebook. Check out more of my videos here on youtube.com/Thisfunktional. Follow my gaming channel, twitch.com/Thisfunktional. Thanks for watching and have a good one, guys.